Hello everybody and welcome to this new series I will be starting on this channel called Eagle's Machinery. We're going to go over basic machinery. So basic machinery is we're going to go over what you need, what crafting components you need for making machines. So what you will need to craft a machine is a block. Use stuff only on server side or only on client side or side proxies is what they are called. Then we got ourselves, we need a tile entity, because for much stuff you will need to store data, and you can only do that through tile entities, and then you store it on the server side. And additionally, you will need some food to feed yourselves, as you will be following this course for at least an hour for every machine. The first machine will go slower than the third machine, it will go faster the more you do it, but at least you'll need something to feed yourself with. So get also a notebook ready because we're going to go over stuff quick. Alright, so we're going to start off with checking how you are on the server side. As you know, there are two sides, server and client. The server is where the world is with all the data stored in it. And the client is your PC connecting to it. And it will communicate with the server. If you play modded Forge in a single player world, the server is simulated on your computer self. So we want to check, for example, if we are on the server side, so we can do stuff on server. Because when you do changes in the client world, they won't get synchronized with the server. When you do them on the server world, they will get synchronized with the client. So you will need to do every change on the server side if it's about data, for example spawning an entity or placing blocks. You all need to do it on the server side. So there are different ways of doing it. As you can see, I marked one method over here with the side only. Side only is a way of doing it, but it's the vanilla way and it's not recommended at all, as the code will get cut out for the other side at compiling. So for example, you said I got a side only client, then the server will not use that method. The complete method will just cut out when compiled, which isn't ideal in a situation, because if you call the method and the server will say, I don't know that method, as it's side client only. So that's why we have proxies. But you can check if you are on server side in a special way. If you have a world, you can do world.isRemote. That will give if it's a slave world from the client side. So if you are on server, it will always return false, as the server has the main world and the client has the slave world. Alright, now we're going to go over tile entities. So tile entities, how do you get them to work? So tile entity is an entity or a set of data, an object in Java, that is located at the coordinates in a world. Then the tile entity of that block will have some information and you can access that information. You can't save stuff in blocks, as blocks there's only one instance of every block. That means that every block everywhere is the same. The only thing that changes is the block state. And if you want to store stuff like burn time, and that will not be fun to store at the client side or block states at all, as it will need to, when you change the block state of a block, the whole world will get re-rendered. And if you change something every tick, then you will need to re-render the world every tick, which will be killing GPUs. Alright, so let's just jump into coding and we'll see how it will go. Straight away working on machines. So don't mind the actual thing I'm working on, the electrical center. It's not what we need to care about. We're going to make a new machine. It's going to be the miner. It's a new package, so we're going to make a new package, blocks machines.miner, and we're going to make a new class, block miner. Alright, so make it extend block base. Shift plus space will make auto completion. So we're going to, alright, that will work for now. We will need to set the hardness though. We'll do that now. Set hardness. Alright, and we're going to set the hardness to around 1.0 float. Then we're going to set harvest level to pickaxe as it is a block and a machine, so it will be pickaxe. And the level we're going to use is, no, 1 is down. Alright, so we're going to say 1. Alright, now we got that done. We're going to go ahead and start up. There is a new way of doing it. Is as tile entity is returned true. I can't type, I'm sorry, tile. And there should be some weird method to create tile entity. Alright, so we got this. And we will return a new tile entity soon when we got it created. So return no. Alright. So then we're going to do a new package. I'm going to do new class it's, and we're going to call the class tile entity miner. It's going to extend tile entity, and it's going to add an interface called iTickable. Make sure you get the iTickable from minute.minecraft.util, and iTickable, that will make the block tick, meaning that it will do something every second or every 20 times every second, every tick in the game. Alright, we don't need the constructor, so we can get rid of that one. I got the tile entity done. We're going to go ahead and return the new tile entity miner. Return new tile entity miner. Ctrl+Shift+O to import. Save. Alright. We can minimize this. Alright. And we got ourselves a tile entity. Easy as that. So now we need to do something with the tile entity. We're first going to register it. So what we're going to do is, I don't know, hurry and change its code, but you can still just go to tile entity handler. I fixed something so you can more easy register them. Tile entities. So we do register tile entity, and then we do tile entity miner. It will not know that I want the miner, so we'll need to do the dot class, and the key is going to be miner. Alright, so we are going to go and let the miner mine down straight down. So now we got this registered. We have tile entity done and a block downward. I don't have a texture yet. That doesn't matter too. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to let it mine down a 3x3 hole. We're going to make an int to store the current eye level we're mining at. Alright. I'm going to make a boolean called initialize. So boolean initialized is equal to false, as it isn't initialized yet. Let's just put a T between there so it will be correct. If not initialized, init. I'm going to make a method. It can be private void, as we only call it in this class, and it will not return anything. It just is going to be private and void. and we're going to call it init so we get no error on this method. Now what we're going to do in here is we're going to actually give the y level of value. Y is equal to this dot post dot get I y. There you go. That's the y level. Alright, so now we're going to also do a x and a z. Z. Is it a c or a z? I don't know. I think it's z. It can be z though. My English isn't the best in the world. I don't know how to pronounce those letters. Never had that. But I hope you all are not going to mind me. So x is going to be, you have guessed it already, this dot post dot get z x as we want the x. But we're going to do -1. Alright, and we're going to do the same for z. So z is equal to this dot post dot get z -1. Hey, let's just refactor real quick. Ctrl Shift and F will refactor and make everything, or reformat and make everything a little bit more readable. Now we got that done. I can do it over here too. So we're going to do int tick2, and tick is going to be 0. All right. So what I just did was I made a tick variable. So what we're now going to do is tick ++ to make tick1 greater every time we update, meaning that every tick we get 1, we add 1 to the tick. So if tick equals 20, tick is equal to 0, and then we got our function. So we're going to make a new function for this to make it more readable. Private void execute. We're going to run execute. Alright, so now every second, as there are 20 ticks in a second, we execute the machine. So if you say, well, I want it to be every 2 seconds, you can just double it. If you say I want it to be every second, you can just remove this whole if thing and just do execute every 20 times a second. Okay, so the execute function. So before we're going to start, we're going to make a block array. Actually, we're going to make a block array to start with blocks, with the name blocks removed, to store which blocks we removed. Alright, is equal to a new array, block array. That's a new type entity minor, that's not what I want. Block array with a size of 9. There you go, we fixed that. Now we got this. Now we need to do a for int x is equal to 0. X is going to be until it's, or as long as it's less than 3, and then we're going to do x ++. Going to do the same for z. So again, a for loop with the int z is equal to 0, and while z is less than 3, we're going to do z ++, and that's that. Alright, so now we got block pos to break is going to be new block post, and it's going to be equal to this dot x plus, that's not what I want, plus x this dot y and this dot z plus z. Alright, that's going to be that. Then we're going to go make a new integer over here, which is going to be index. Index is going to be 0. Then we say the blocks removed index is going to be equal to this dot world world thank you dot get block state from the position we just made dot get block is going to be block. Alright, so then we're going to do world dot set block to where lost to break, and it's broken. There you go. Now we want to say index plus plus to make the index one bigger so we don't replace that. Alright, now we got this done. And now we're going to go for block through blocks removed. Then we're going to do inventory helper spawn item stack this dot world this dot x. Then we do this dot pos dot y get y, and then we do this dot z. We need to do +1 by x and z, as we removed one from the normal block path in the x and z over here. We need to add that one back so we get the normal coordinates, and we do +1 for the I because we're going to spawn the item on top of it, and it's new item stack block, and that's that. We got ourselves our, well, actually we want it to put it 2 blocks so we can actually use a hopper. Alright, so now it's 2 blocks up. There you go. And that's finished too. That should do the trick. We need to do one more thing though. This dot y min. This is everything. Now the miner should work. So let's just start up Minecraft and see how it works. So what I forgot to do, now I see, so I'll stop it again. I forgot to put this all in it, so we're going to go to init, block init, and we still need to do over here the public static final block, and we're going to say miner is going to be equal to new block miner. There you go. Miner material is going to be material dot rock. Alright, so that's the miner. Now let's see if it works. Alright, so we changed a little bit. I made if y is bigger than 10, else we would be breaking bedrock, and I made the actual block extend ITIL entity provider as it didn't work when it wasn't, which is weird, but just use ITIL entity provider then I guess. So the block actually doesn't function, so I'm going to teach you how to solve your own problems. So what we're going to do is we say, well, the execute function does work. We say toggle breakpoint. We're going to go ahead and get ourselves this, and we're going to go ahead and click on debug. We're going to proceed. We're going to go to debug mode, and you can see we're debugging this. As you can see, I've been using this before when I had some problems. So now we're going to see if it will work or not. Alright, so we're back in the game. I got everything onto our debug mode, and as you can see, when it plays a block, the ticking doesn't even work. Alright, what we're then going to do is we're going to click on pause. We're going to go over to our block, and we're going to put a breakpoint over here. We're going to toggle this breakpoint off again, and we're going to click on play. And when we go back into the game, you can see the game is paused and we got ourselves our debugging. Alright, so let's just see if it works. Oh, I see what I did wrong. I forgot something. We need to say init initialized is equal to true. First thing I see. You see that stuff you just forget sometimes, and then you see, oh, I forgot that. Alright, so we're going to go F5, F7. Or F5 was jump into, wasn't it? And step return is F7. Alright. So we're going to set that stuff here, so you see it sets the variables. Alright, then we get back dig plus plus. Dig is 40, and then we got this. So now it should be working fine. So I'm going to toggle it off, and I'm going to rerun everything. Let's just see if it works now. It still doesn't seem to mine anything. So we're going to go ahead and toggle our actual breakpoint at execute again, and see if it gets called right now. So we're going to remove this breakpoint, and we got our execute entry, and we're going to rerun it. We're going to do this, and we'll see if it actually gets called. As you can see, the executed function isn't really working. Alright, so I'm going to do something. Last tick. So if I pause and reinsert everything back into the actual game, so now you can see it's resetting, but it's not calling execute for some reason, or my breakpoint is just not good. Alright, let's toggle the breakpoint over here. Let's just set one over here, as we know it's getting called. So now we can say pause, reinsert everything into the game, and wait till we get it called. There you go. I think it's getting called. We're going over here, and we're going to go ahead and jump in, and let's go to variables. This dot y is 4. Why is the y level 4? I think I know why. I will just resume it. I will just toggle the breakpoint, pause and resume. You can see if I do F3, flat world. That's a world problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new world. If that really was the problem, then we're done. So default world, creative, I hope. Yes. We'll just see if this works. This is just something you need to learn when you make machines. You need to debug them, see how they work, follow all their code. So you will need to know how Java works. If you don't know and just watch like I want machines in my mod, but I've never programmed Java or any programming language before, you really should be taking a look at Java, as this is kind of advanced to cover subjects. So let's just see if it works. You can see easily by placing this down and watch it crash. Told you it was going to crash. And I'm going to see what's wrong. Now I see. I accidentally didn't put the -1 over there, so we're going to go and rejoin the world. I pause this and reinsert all the code into the machine, and let's just see if it will work now. You can see it works. As you can see, the miner will work. Only problem is that it also spawns on client side. So what we're going to do next is edit something about it. And it has Silk Touch built in, which is fun. But as you can see, our miner works. And I know how to fix this issue with all those items, because when relog, they will all be gone. Take a look. Now it needs to work its way down again. So instead of inventory helper, we're going to go do a little more detailed. So we're going to do if world dot is remote. I thought I didn't need to do this, but we'll just do it for now. We can do this. Pause, resume. Let's just see if it works now. So if I place down a miner, give it a few seconds, and let's see if we get any. Oh well, it does duplicate everything. That's not what we want. But at least we now finally fixed our stuff. I would like to know why I get like so many items out of it. It gives me the double amount of items I mine. It's weird. Or doesn't it? I don't know. It might actually do that. I'm not sure. Anyways, our mine works. You can see it. It goes until Y level 10. So we're not yet there. So item issue fixed. And this is our episode today. So I hope you enjoyed it. You can finally make your first machine right now. And if you can't, just go into our Discord. I'll make sure we get a special place where we can talk about machines and stuff. I'll see you in the next episode.